The financier of the Wagner Private Military Company, Yevgeny Prigozhin, has lost credibility in the eyes of the Russian President Vladimir Putin. This is stated in the report of the American Institute for the Study of War. According to analysts, due to the fact that the mercenaries cannot take Bakhmut, the head of the Kremlin decided to show Prigozhin his place.
Putin appears to have decided to turn away from relying on Prigozhin and his irregular forces and to put his trust instead in Gerasimov, Shoigu and the conventional Russian military once more. Putin's decision to focus and rely on conventional Russian forces is marginalizing the Wagner Group, from the report of the Institute for the Study of War.
Analysts said that in previous month, Putin relied on Prigozhin and General Surovikin in the implementation of the military campaign on the territory of Ukraine. The first was to conquer as many territories as possible, and the second was to morally break the Ukrainians with massive missile strikes. Both attempts were unsuccessful. Moreover, as a result of almost a year of hostilities, Russia has suffered huge losses and depleted its stocks of high-precision weapons.
Putin has now placed his bets on the military. He raises not only Surovikin but also Gerasimov and other military officers. And now he is trying to make the military bloc the main ally of his strategy in relation to the war with Ukraine. He is already pushing back and pushing Prigozhin and, to some extent, lowering the level of Surovikin, but leaving him, knowing his authority, this experience of butchery and combat operations.
In order to capture the city of Bakhmut in the Donetsk region, Yevgeny Prigozhin ruthlessly threw his mercenaries into the assault. It is known that in the battles for Bakhmut and Soledar, the Wagner PMC was practically defeated. According to CNN estimates, Prigozhin is the first to send recruited prisoners into the attack, whose losses are already up to 80%. Next, there are more experienced contract soldiers with thermal cameras and night vision devices.
Despite a brutal indifference to casualties demonstrated by Prigozhin himself, the Ukrainian analysis says that Wagner's tactics are the only ones that are effective for the poorly trained, mobilized troops that make up the majority of Russian ground forces, from a publication of CNN.
While Prigozhin was destroying most of his mercenaries in the Donetsk region, Shoigu and Gerasimov were engaged in training the mobilized and preparing ammunition. As a result, the reform of the Russian army was announced.
Prigozhin had likely believed in his own exaggerated view of the quality and importance of his largely convict-based force and his ability to outperform Russia's conventional military, as well as his prospects of securing a spot in power nearer Putin. Certainly, his rhetoric and self-presentation had become overbearing and ostentatiously swaggering until things began to go south for him, from the report of the Institute for the Study of War.
According to the head of the Russia Behind Bars Foundation, due to the constant shortage of cannon fodder, Wagner PMC continues to recruit prisoners in Russian jails. Now hiring takes place in Chechnya. According to Olga Romanova, this is the third wave of recruitment of prisoners to participate in the war in Ukraine. Washington believes that Prigozhin will not be able to radically change the situation at the front. According to the Speaker of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff, Dave Butler, PMC do not have such forces and capabilities to move forward on the battlefield. Reported by Roman Smoler, Victoria Sinko, UATV News.